everybody. Happy Tuesday, happy tasty Tuesday. So today I thought I would do one of my absolute favorite recipes, and it is the pad thai. But I use the pad thai from this recipe. This is from Beachbody, and it's using spaghetti squash instead of the rice noodles. So if you're looking for gluten-free or anything like that where you don't want a lot of the, oh, thank you, already? Oh my God, I'm kind of, so anyway, so I've already done a little bit of prepping already, so that way it just makes it quicker. If you really want the recipe, all you have to do is go to my blog, which is www.cupcakestokale.ca, and I have a whole list of the ingredients and things like that. So what you will notice with the ingredients is it calls for tofu. So this would be a really good recipe for vegetarian or even vegan if you wanted, but I don't do tofu, so I did ground chicken. So I've already cooked it. As you can see, it's already been cooked up. And so I'm just trying to make it quicker so that way you guys aren't on here forever. So hopefully that works for you. So what I'm going to do is, it says to cook up your onions. Now the only thing I found was a little bit tedious about this recipe is that it says that it wants you to cook all these things separately and then set it aside and then put something else in there, set that aside. And like, to me, it's just like, you know, when you're coming home from work and you want to have something to eat, the last thing you want to do is spend most of your time cooking and doing all that kind of stuff. So whatever I can do to make it easier for you guys, to make it so it still is just the same but less time. So I already have this spaghetti squash. Well, thank you. I already have the spaghetti squash. Let's see if that'll help with it. What I did was I cut it in half, and I usually obviously take the seeds and you gut it. And then what I do is I put it on 400. I put a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I put that in the oven. And it usually takes about at 400, maybe half hour at the most. So that's always a really good way to get it nice and ready for, which is pretty much no different than, well, I shouldn't say that. So I'm sure rice noodles don't take any time at all, but we're trying to avoid, you know, the bloated feeling and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just frying up the onions, as you can tell. It says 1 medium onion, really thinly sliced, and then it said once these are soft, take them out of the pan, and then you're going to cook up the garlic. Well, I'm going to do that all together. Like I said, I like to try and do one less thing at a time. So I never was I think if you noticed on the blog I did, I've never been one to adventure outside of what my normal things were, which had been just straight Chinese food. And then since I've been on this journey of eating healthier and cleaner, I found my taste buds have actually come to life, and I'm trying all kinds of different things. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be eating squid anytime soon, but I certainly do love pad thai. I did try sushi. Not a big fan. For some reason, that nori, I just can't get past it, but I have tried other things that are at the sushi place. So I'm just going to cook up, it says 4 cloves of garlic. I always get the already minced garlic, so I just did 1.5 tablespoons for that. So while that's cooking and getting softer, now the only thing I didn't do that was different, or that I didn't have, is it says to use oh, I don't know what that was, a fish sauce, and it also said to use which you can use rice wine vinegar for sesame oil if you don't have that. So that's what I've done. I've already made up the sauce ahead of time, but by all means, and you know what, honestly, if you do this and you enjoy it, if you're running out of time and you don't have time to make up all kinds of dressings and stuff like that, then just look for a sauce that has the least amount of additives and preservatives that you can. you know, so that way you're trying to stay as healthy as you can. But you know what? Sometimes life happens and you just can't do it all at the same time. So these are pretty soft. I'm just going to transfer these ones. And this is going to be why. You're going to see in just a sec why these can't be in there right away. Because what I'm going to do is, there we go, and the garlic, scrape that out. Boy, it's such a gorgeous day today. Okay, so I've got the burger already cooked. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pour in the egg. And it says a little bit of oil, which I think I still have quite a bit, but I'll just do a little bit. There we go. I love Tasty Tuesdays. They're so much fun. And then you're not going to stir this. You don't want scrambled eggs. What you want to do, which I'm going to show you, is you're going to swirl it around because you kind of want to make a very thin omelet, almost like a crepe kind of feel. And you're going to cook that up, and then I'll explain to you why. And it doesn't take too long. As you can tell, I'll show you what it's looking like now. So you can see it's just about at that point. Let's give it another swirl. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to slice it up. And then you're going to take that out. And then you're going to kind of put it all together. And then, like I said, I already have the spaghetti squash ready. So one trick I always try to do is if you have a lot of extra egg, is you just kind of tip it. I'll show you. There we go. So it's pretty much cooked. And then what you're going to do is, this is kind of the neat part, is you're going to slice it up. There we go. And then you're just gonna, okay, and you're gonna put those aside. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to heat up there we go. Oops. Can't get that one off. Oops. Just a tiny bit more. It seems a little bit on the, come here. So once that's done, then you're going to add the oil, the last bit of the oil. There, get the rest. Oh my goodness. There. So you can add the last little bit of oil, like I did here, and then you're going to add the meat. You want to get that reheated up. Or the tofu, if you prefer the tofu. You're going to put the onions and the garlic in there. And then this is where you're going to add, get that heated up. Then you're going to add the spaghetti squash. You're going to want that to get heated up. And then the sauce. And then the egg. And then voila, you're all done. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit. I'm going to grab you the spaghetti squash and show you how I do that. One of these days we're going to have smell-o-vision, I swear. Okay, so there we go. That is the spaghetti squash. So if you've never done a spaghetti squash before, you're going to flip it and you're going to see how it's like that, and then you're just going to tear away, and then you're going to see the spaghetti coming out. There you go. coming out of its shell. Now the trick is not to let it cook too long, because you don't want it to go mushy, and then at the same time you want it to have that spaghetti feel. But this is so good. It's crunchy, but it tastes amazing when you add it to the pad thai. So that's what you see there. So I have everyone here. I'm just going to give the meat a stir. Now the other thing is it asked to throw in some bean sprouts, and unfortunately I didn't have any at the time, so I had to omit that. But by all means, throw in bean sprouts and you're good to go. So I've heated up the meat. Let me turn this down a bit, and then I'm just going to scrape the other one, which you can see it's a little hot. I like to use the little nubby on the top as the handle. Yeah, see, you can just see it just comes right out. And like I said, you don't have to use ground chicken or ground turkey. You can just strictly do it vegetarian, or you could do it with tofu. Oh, well, that one is done. I never said I was Martha Stewart, that's for sure. There we go. And then this one. Do many of you like spaghetti squash? Have you used spaghetti squash before? So you're going to get this a toss. There we go. And then the sauce is going in, as you can see. I'll show you there. I should cook it on this one so you guys can see it better. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just got, there we go. It actually serves 6 people, believe it or not, which is quite a bit. I've got tuna casserole in the oven for my mother, so she's happy. And as my husband says, it just means more for us. Okay, so then I have that, and then this is the sauce, which, like I said, you will have the recipe on my blog. And if all else fails, if you can't, if you don't have time to make the sauce, you could always do it ahead of time. There's really no need to have it that you do it right away. There we go. Nice special pad thai. Give that a stir, as you can see it. So it's basically just honey. There's a fish sauce, garlic obviously, some rice wine vinegar. There we go. You don't need to cook this long once you add the spaghetti squash in it. You don't want it to go mushy. And then you're going to add the egg that you've done. And then once that's done, giving that a bit of a toss around, and then you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this cooking. I usually do one every Tuesday. So if you have anybody that you think would like to watch, or, you know, get some new ideas, things like that, that's a healthy version, I would love the company. And I'm always looking for good ideas. My crock pot challenge went really well. A lot of people love that one. I have a new one coming out. It's a water challenge, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I have a little bit more slack of my water. So there you go. There it is. That's your pad thai. And I'm just going to plate it. And now if you want, you can put some crushed peanuts on top. Maybe a few sesames. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. And it says to use a little bit of lime. Oh, there we go. I have some. Oh, hey. Is there a time? What do you mean, is there a time? All right. So here's your green onions. You're going to put that on top. There you go. And voila. There is, I'm just going to turn the camera over a little bit. There you go. There you go. Pad Thai. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not sure what you mean, Orly, about the time. It says it's pretty much only the length of time as it does to take for the spaghetti squash to cook, because you get all of, like, it's, I would say within a half an hour, 40 minutes at the most. But yeah, it's very tasty, very healthy. It is the same time every Tuesday. Oh, same time every Tuesday. I'm trying to find a good time because I have so many from different time zones. So I'm gonna probably put out a poll to see what times work best for everybody. I try to hit it in between, either just before our supper time or, you know, after Ontario. But yeah, if you have a time that works best for you, by all means let me know, because I'm trying to find a good time for everybody, and it always seems to be a hit and miss. I either do it too early, too late, or right at supper time, so not a lot of people have time to do it. So, but yes, I certainly do try. It usually is always every Tuesday, and if I can't do it Tuesday, I always give you guys notice, and it's usually a Wednesday is usually the very latest, but I always do one every week, and I always give notifications. So so yeah, hopefully that helps. And like I said, I will definitely be doing a poll to see what works best for everybody. So there you go, Pad Thai. So it's date night for us tonight, so we'll be able to eat this and then go to the movies. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful evening. And like I said, if you want the recipe, and I'll have a video on there as well, it's www.cupcakestokale.com or .ca. Is it .ca? Yeah, .ca, sorry. And I have, yeah, it does. I see, that's the thing. It is a hit and miss. So like I said, I'll definitely do a poll and see what time seems to work best for everybody, and then I'll definitely lock that in, and then everybody knows exactly when I do my Tasty Tuesdays. Like I said, I do have a water challenge coming up, and I also have a brand new actual health and fitness challenge that I'm doing on November 1st. So if you guys are ever wanting to join me and my girls, by all means message me or comment below. All right, have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.